Hey, this is Sporty King coming to you live with Gift Friday. Welcome to my second broadcast of Gift Friday. And today I'm actually coming to you on the road. That's why I had to move it to the 6 o'clock hour. I'm in Atlanta today. And I was traveling, I was driving. So normally the broadcast will be at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Fridays. I want to make that announcement, but every now and then circumstances change, and so I decided to do it an evening one instead. So welcome to Gift Friday. Now I created Gift Friday because so often what we do is we tend to hear people say that and I call it Gift Friday because so often we tend to hear people say TGIF, thank God it's Friday, right? And I say to you, what good does Friday have? What allure does it have for that person that takes their last breath on Thursday? So, I always tell you to control your vocabulary rather than allowing your vocabulary to control you. Therefore, I say, let's just take the T in gift and move it from the end of gift to the beginning of TGIF and move it to the beginning, and we get TGIF, we get GIFT, gift. And what is a gift? It's GIFT. It's God is for today. And isn't that what God really wants us to celebrate? Isn't that what we celebrate every day? We always say every day on this side of the ground is a good one. So that's why I've called this Gift Friday. And what I'll do is every Friday, I'll read you a poem, one of my original poems, and then it will be my gift to you. What you get to do with that, a couple of things. One, you get to hear some wonderful poetry, and you'll get to see, is poetry something that you can use for your meeting or to uplift somebody in your life, to set a theme for a team. So you got a lot of options that you can use other people's creativity so that it can bolster yours as well. But what you hear me do is I'll read the poem and then I'll share each week's gift. Now, because I'm on the road, I can't put it in the link right now, but as soon as I'm finished the broadcast, I'm going to put the link in the thread that you can just click on the link. It'll take you right to a PDF download, and you can get your free copy of the gift. And then you can click it on and you can share it. So what I want to say to you is that memories are motivators. And sometimes they motivate pain, as you saw me say that in the intro. And sometimes they motivate pain, yet they always refresh a lesson. So today's lesson, you have to ask yourself, are you enjoying life? Are you enjoying life today? Because that's what counts. This week's poem is actually a tribute to our survivors of 9/11. And it's going to come from my book, A Poet and Every Prophet. And so what I do is in that book, what I did is I separated my 11 years of poetry that I've written, 2000, 2001, 2002 through 2011. And I just grouped the poems according to the year that I wrote them. And this is what I did in my introduction of the chapter for 2001. This is what I wrote. Though the World Trade Center attack of 9/11 happened toward the end of the year, it defined the year and created the conscious upgrade of worldwide security that will outlive this book. America had been the carefree land of the free that only heard about tragic violence taking place in other countries, or let's face it, on TV and in the movies. So, though the other poems in this chapter are likely written earlier in the year, I'd say I was in a theme of resiliency throughout the year. And the poem I'm going to share with you today is called Play Ball. And the reason I call it that, because though the you know what? I'm not used to doing it on the road. My bad. I'm bad. But anyway, hey, we live, and I got to tell you, this is actually an emotional day for me. Let me go on and be honest and say that, okay? But I'm really excited about this poem and about why I wrote it and what it really means to us. The reason I called it Play Ball is because sports has long been the America's way of saying we're okay and we're going to be fine. And so the actual first sports game to be played after the 9/11 attacks was in New York City at LaGuardia, at Shea Stadium, which is just 3 miles, less than 3 miles away from LaGuardia Airport where the plane hit. And the game was played by the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves. Mike Piazza, back catcher for the New York Mets, hit a home run in the 8th inning. And fittingly, that was what won the game for the Mets. And they won 3-2. So that's some history attached to it. But here's the poem that goes with that. And after that, I'm going to read you a couple of my one of my affirmations to get you the lesson that I think you want to get from it. So, play ball. And as you listen to the poem, think about the resiliency. You think about us saying, "Hey, we're America, and we bounce back." Or we're not always proud of it, but unrest puts us at our best. We can find joy when you seek to destroy, and we have bounced back from every attack. So don't question our courage and resolve. Accepting defeat happens to go against our grain. We don't look forward to it, but we have learned to master all pain. We've made some mistakes, had to cover our tracks. We've always managed to bounce back from every attack. We deal with crime, promiscuity, alcohol, and crack. We've always managed to bounce back from every attack. We have people who disagree because their lives are deficient of gray. They see life only in white or black. They refuse to listen because they have so much to say. Classes of people, economics and education, housing, suburbs, ghettos, morals and values, politically correct or in need of more tact. Our melting pot has fed and whet many an appetite. Even our homeless know how to bounce back. You see, our nation was built by revolutionaries and civil unrest, adversaries, backstabbers, and visionaries with an addiction for being the best. With all of our power, we've arrogantly stayed humble. We've destroyed, yet more often cut slack. Yet when you force us to show our colors, we easily repledge our allegiance. For our secret is no secret at all. It's a fact. We're America the Beautiful. Our pride rejuvenates our spirit. And did I mention we always fight back? So it's an emotional poem for me because this is a special day, and I really appreciate those who sacrificed their lives on that day. And then I send out blessings to those who are survivors of that day and those who lost loved ones. But I did a meme earlier, a couple of days ago, that I said I would help people look at this day differently. And what the meme said, it said, remember 9/11 so that you can be proud instead of angry. And what I decided to do with that is therefore move on to showing you my acronym in my book, Affirmations. Let me pull up Affirmations here for you. All right. Stop, share, boom. And here is Affirmations, y'all. Boom. Okay, that's Affirmations. And Affirmations, some of you know, I like to take an acronym and then make it a word that means the acronym. So it becomes an affirmation. And so that's why I call them Affirmations. And my affirmation for pride is actually, I decided to spell pride backwards. Pride, I decided to spell it backwards, EDIRP. And those are the essentials: discipline, intuition, recognition, and prayer. These are what I call the essentials for pride. And let me break them down to you why. Okay, first, there's and then I had a separate line that goes with it, reminding you sometimes what we have to do is walk backwards to see what we really need. You just have to, move backwards. It refreshes your perspective of what we really need, because sometimes we can misuse our pride. But if we go backwards, you've heard me say, trust your track record. And the track record means to, remember that you can't be positive 365, 24/7, but you can be positive more than negative. You can be up more than down. You can go forward more than going backwards. But there's nothing wrong with stepping backwards every now and then and just take a look at your work. All right. So sometimes we have to go backwards to see our perspective. So let's look at the words in pride. First of all, the essentials. Well, the first essential is discipline. Discipline. Where is it? Come on to me, discipline. Discipline. Be yourself. Be yourself. You will only be successful when you choose to be yourself. And you want to be proud of who you are. See, that's what anger can take you away and take you off of your square, take you away from being who you are because you're angry. So be proud and be disciplined. Control yourself so that you can make it through this day and the next. And then R is for recognition. Recognize yourself. Know who you are. Who are you? What do you really stand for? When pride is, it's dangerous because there's a difference between pride and being too proud. So it's important that we know who we are, because someone's going to decide that we're too arrogant or we're something. They're going to say something negative about you. But if you know who you are, you recognize who you are. You may know my acronym RISK. Recognition is success is key. Take a chance on recognizing who you are, because once you do, then someone is going to try to stop you from recognizing who you are. And you don't ever want to do that. You want to continue to recognize you so that you can show up the way you always do. And that's why you have to have intuition, and then you have to trust yourself. That's the intuition. Trust your feelings. A lot of times people say, you got to talk to yourself, but the more important I think it is that you got to answer yourself. And then trust your intuition. Haven't you said, I should have went with my first thought? A lot of times we should. It's not about always, it's not being too zealous. Sometimes trust your intuition. It's pretty good. You're a pretty good judge of character. And that shows you, that when you know yourself, and you recognize yourself, then you trust your intuition, you're going to be able to keep your pride. And then lastly, prayer. Believe in yourself. Know who you are, trust who you are, recognize who you are, and then believe in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, you give yourself a new strength that nobody can take away from you, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to try to knock you down. So have prayer and believe in yourself. And so that's pride backwards, but not totally, because you need to eat the essentials. Know that we need you to do all of those things and be proud of who you are, because life is about going from one puzzle to the next. You're either a small, medium, or large piece of every puzzle in your business, social, or life, or family life. No matter what puzzle piece size you see yourself as, without you, the puzzle is incomplete. So remember to have pride in how we have survived as a nation and as a people through 9/11 tragedy. My prayers again go out to the survivors who lost family members, and extra prayers to those who lost their lives as heroes, and just some of them who were there and there was nothing else. They had no better option. So thanks again. This is Gift Friday. I'm going to put the link in the thread so that you can go and get a copy of the poem Play Ball. God bless you and have a safe weekend. Ciao.